Hey everybody. I'm just waiting for people to log on. Whenever you get here, say hello. Okay. Oh, thank you. Hey, Crystal. I missed streaming for a while. I've been busy the last 2 to 3 weeks. We had a couple of final exams back to back, and I wanted to take time to focus on that just to make sure my grades were solid. And so I'm happy about with the results that I received. And school's been going well. It's just stressful. It's almost the end of the semester, so I'm excited about that as well. And I am really looking forward to my next vacation. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Crystal. All right, so I'll give y'all some background about tonight's video. I want to do something a little different. I typically do cruising live stream videos, like about just different topics regarding cruising. But because I didn't have time to like prepare for the one that I wanted to do, I'm preparing for one to like teach people how to apply for a visa or their passport for the cruise, that the solo getaway cruise next August. And then Shar was telling me that maybe the cruise line will apply for your visa. So I'm gonna do my research first, and then I'll get back to you with that. But I'm booked. I've booked my cabin, so I hope that if you're interested in going, you go ahead and book your cabin as well. Crystal, did you get a notification for this video? Because I'm trying to test that out. Like, I don't know if you have to actually hit the bell to get notified, or if it will just, okay. Do you have your notifications turned on, or do they just send you one? Because I couldn't even see it listed in my live stream or on my page saying that my videos will be playing. Okay, so you have your notifications on. So if you want to get notified for when I do go live, make sure you hit the bell next to the subscribe button, I believe. Okay, so I'm trying to give maybe about like 5 more minutes for like more people to come on before I start. And then, so the video I'm doing today is called the Throwback Tag. It just has about 15 questions. And from what I know, Crystal, a visa is different from a passport. I have a passport, and that's not tied to your address or anything. But I think like certain locations have you to apply for a visa to allow passage to that certain area. And I know that more countries are starting to require visas for Americans because of our restrictions that were recently put in place for people coming from different countries. So again, I don't want to spread misinformation, so I'm still going to look into that as far as I know. But I will probably have the full like information. I'm talking to speaking representatives from different cruise lines to get their feedback, and I will have a very informative video ready by the end of December, hopefully. What are y'all Thanksgiving plans? Like, what are you doing for Thanksgiving? For me, I'm not going to North Carolina, back home. So I was planning on having like kind of a mini Thanksgiving here. And my friend was going to be coming up. But if I don't do that, I plan on, because I want to get more practice for my skills at school, my clinical skills, because of my academic schedule. I feel like I kind of not neglected, but I put that off to the side. So I really want to hone in on my skills. And then I want to, if that's all well and done, like, because the school closes on Thursday all the way to like, I think it's open on Saturday maybe for the library. But I don't know, think I want to go to the library then. But I think I'm going to just maybe drive down to Maryland and visit some relatives for Thanksgiving Day and then come back home or something. So I'm still working through my plans, trying to take advantage and enjoy the time I have up here. But we do have finals starting the next week when I get back. But I still have time, like, I just have to manage my time well. So you said you're going to be eating with your parents, Crystal, and your husband. Oh, that should be fun. I'm in Pennsylvania now. Oh, yeah, Crystal, what state do you live in? We were talking about that. Charlotte and I were wondering, too. Oh, Georgia. Okay. Well, when I come through, like one day, I'm gonna have to contact you so I can come visit. Cause I always wanted to go to Savannah, Georgia. I don't know how far apart those two places are, but they have this place called, I think, Butter Ducks. Like, they sell really good wine there, and I love the flavors. Well, okay. Well, we'll come visit you and find out. I think there's a restaurant that I was telling you guys about in the last video that we have to go visit. So we'll figure it out. Hey Cam, how have you been? How's school going? Okay, okay, good, no problem. You got any plans for Thanksgiving? That's what we were just talking about. Okay, that should be nice. Everybody's in Georgia, apparently. I'm gonna have to come back to the South to do more things. Oh man, seafood. I've really been like craving. I'm a military child. I traveled a lot as a kid, but I think I spent most of my adult years in North Carolina. And that brings me to the reason why I want to do this video is because I recently saw a picture of a friend from the past. And I was just started reminiscing of like the good memories and stuff. And I was just like, that had me, it was making me happy. Like, and so I was just like, well, I should talk about some of the things from like, my history and share it. So yeah. So we'll go ahead and just get started then. So the first question is, what year were you born in? And I was born in 1988. So I'm an 80s baby, but I'm definitely a 90s kid. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think it was cool. I'm kind of glad to be born on like the cusp there before the 90s, so I can really experience, like, I did enjoy the 90s just because I felt like there was a lot of now I know a lot of people love the 80s, and I do say that I should have been born in the 70s actually, because I felt a little bit like I wanted to experience that era. But I enjoyed the growing up in the 90s. and I'm still technically considered a millennial. We were looking this up like online, and they were saying millennials started from like 1981 till 1999, and I was just like, I never considered myself a millennial. 1973 for you. Oh, look. So you, yeah, you were saying you love the 80s. I believe before you were saying you love the 80s, Crystal. Cam, you shouldn't hate reminiscing. Don't be so sad. You gotta celebrate. Because it's about where you're going, not where you're from. Like you can just learn from the past, and there's some good moments you can pull from. What year were you born, Cam? 1999. Okay, so you're a millennial. You're right on the cusp again. So like our perspectives, like it's so interesting. Like just meeting people from like with different age ranges. I think that's a good thing to experience, just because you can learn different perspectives. And so I now find myself saying like, oh, young people this and young people that, and I'm like, I'm not even that old, but I just feel like I say that a lot now. Because I just realized I was like, I'm getting old, and then I realized I see my parents getting older, and I'm like, dang, I remember like I was looking at something, I was like, that was 10 years ago. I used to do that 10 years ago. I couldn't believe it. Young soul, okay. You see, I've been told I have an old soul, but I don't feel that way. I feel like I can hang out with anybody, like young, old, whatever. I just feel like I just have a get along. So, um, but I enjoy a little bit of everything. I always become like the mother, I would say, of a situation. Like I don't like um like being like the mother situation or a lead. I would say if I had to choose it, I would not be a leader if I had to choose it my way. But I am always forced in leadership positions, whether I like it or not. It's just something that happens. And that will be that I don't know, I'm just like selected. And I was just like, I'm starting now to accept it just because it is what it is. But yeah, I'm just thrown into leadership positions, and I don't really care to be, but it is what it is, right? Yeah. So I'm accepting my like as I'm aging. I'm enjoying it. I couldn't wait. I remember all my life I couldn't wait to be 30. That was an exciting point for me because I didn't like being a teenager. I hated it. Hated everything about it. I didn't like. I mean, being a kid now you don't know too much, but I didn't like it. I don't like. I like my independence. I like being able to make my own decisions. Um, that's just the person I am. Okay. So, were you sad about turning 30, Crystal? Oh, Cam. I said I feel like I'm right where I should be. Like for 30, like I know I always knew I would get my stuff together by 30. I feel like that was my golden age. I was always looking forward to. You couldn't believe it. I know, but it's just I'm like I always wanted to have silver hair. Like I just can't wait. But I need to wait. Like I just need to take life and enjoy it. But everybody's like, don't rush the process. But I always like I don't know, I just think aging is beautiful. And I have pictures, like I don't know how to show them, but I have pictures of when I would like try on like silver wigs and stuff like that. If I could just figure out how to do that and not mess up this video or fix it, like I would. Um, but I don't have it. Okay, so the next question is, do you have pictures of yourself from when you were younger? Of course. And now it says if you do, show them. So I can't, again, I don't know how to show the pictures, but I do have like an older channel which has a link to like it has a video I put up for Father's Day. And I have pictures of myself in that video. So if you want to check that out, I can give you the link to that video. Let's see. I think if you click on my, okay, so I'll tell you what to do. I think if you click on my channel, like view my channel, and let me see if I can do that before I just tell you guys. Because if you want to take a look at that, you can. 1 second. Switch account. Oh, no, okay. I shouldn't have to do that. You would think for someone who does YouTube, you'd be more tech savvy, and I am not at all. Like, that's just not my field. Whoever I date needs to be tech savvy, because I'm terrible at this. Okay, so, if you go to my channel, I should be, like, I think I'm subscribed from that channel. Maybe not. See, I don't know. Well, just put in YouTube, do Miss Burr Lady without the TTC, and that will pull up that channel. And I pop right up, at least for me, I do. And it has a video there. And so it has like pictures of my family if you want to see them as well. 5 people are subscribed to that channel. I don't know why. I don't post anything on that channel. And I think that's just the first one they find. So, let's see. Okay, so TTC, I'm glad somebody finally asked. Okay, so when I first started like social media, I have a blog called The Transition Chronicles, and that's where the TTC comes from. So I used to just like wanted everything, like my email still says Transition Chronicles. The point was I was going from like eating meat to being a vegan. So I was practicing like that. It wasn't because I'm not like a tree hugger, or I like animals. I don't believe they should be abused or anything, but that was not the reason. Like, there was no fundamental reason. I just wanted to, like, I didn't really eat meat like that anyway. It made me sick or something, and so I was like, let me just try, being a vegan. I am absolutely, okay, so here's what happened. I went on a cruise for the first time that year as well, in 2013. When I went on that cruise, I had a guy's burger, and that was the end of my veganhood. So, it's like a journey of just trying to eat better, basically. But I didn't have the motivation to stick behind it. So I am not a vegan. Now, I still don't eat a lot of meat like that. Like, I'll eat quiche or something with like egg protein. But like, it just depends on where I go. Like, it just makes me sick, like when I have it in the house. Especially if you have to reheat it like in the microwave or something. I get really disgusted by it. So I like fish and stuff like that. So I don't know, I might consider not going vegan because it's like a lifestyle. I just ate the food vegan wise, but there wasn't really enough motivation to keep it. But that's why I started Transition Chronicles. And so I first started with some videos, not videos, but like just writing posts about it. And then eventually, like, I was just like, my blog is going to be about just my journey to optometry field and as a health professional. And so I did wrote posts about that and my experience, like, just maintaining my mental health. Because it was really draining and vexing just trying to get here. Like, this is hard, but it was so hard trying to get here and just maintain your sanity and keep hope alive that you knew you wanted to do something greater than yourself. So that's what my blog became about. And I wrote like a lot of posts about that. And so, writing posts, it takes time. I had a terrible habit of procrastination. So that didn't work well for me. So then I started making videos because I was like, this is easier. I can just talk. And, then editing videos, again, that takes time. I didn't really care for it. I couldn't be consistent with it. I find with live streaming, it's much easier for me. I can make this video now, like, accept my flaws as they are. And then it's done. It's over with. It's up. I don't have to edit it. It's very candid. I actually prefer this. So, I hope they answered your question. That's where the TTC came from. So I changed everything to Miss Burr Lady because my Instagram was still Miss Burr Lady. That's what people knew me. Like I had one Instagram that said Dr. Amber OD before. I'm not an OD now anyway, but like, you know, I just, you speak things where you want to go. Like that's, I just speak things into existence. And so I was like, okay, I need to have a separate one just for like social media for people to contact me. And Miss Bird Lady is what I like. Yes, but guys, burgers are the best burgers, and I hope other people can experience them. They were great. Um, yeah, chicken does it. I don't know. Like, I have ground turkey. In my quiche, I put like ground Italian sausage because it has more texture. I would have done ground like turkey, which I had like turkey sausage, and it just, I couldn't do it. Like, the son was just nasty about it. And I threw it away, and I was like, let me try this again. Um, I was like, you from? Yeah, and see, that's another thing, Crystal. Like, I knew I wasn't getting enough nutrients, like the stuff you need, like vitamin B12, my iron. Like, you know, you have to be careful with that. If you don't eat that stuff, like after a while, you start losing your hair. You just have to be mindful. If you're gonna do things, you have to do it the right way with the right information. And I just realized I didn't have the right intentions, so I just stopped. Yeah. Okay. So let's see. Yeah. Oh, did I ever give you guys that? I did. But let me post it. Okay. I got the video here. Let me just put it up. Stop. Okay. And you know, okay, so I have a song up here from like Maze, Beverly. They monetize my video, so they get paid every time it plays. I was like, I got a notification about that like a year ago, and I was like, oh, okay. Like, I never intended on making money off of it, but they make money. I think I could still. Let me see. Yeah, I love that song. Okay, so let me just paste, copy that over. Paste it here. Okay, there's the link. So, and you know what? I don't even know if my parent, like my family actually looked at that video. I took time to make that video. I was so happy about this video. You know, to share with my dad, and I put quotes in it, and I don't think they ever really looked at it. So the internet has looked at it, and why do the pictures look so blurry up here? You know what's crazy? Hi, Sylvia. I put a link of this video I made for your brother for Father's Day years ago. And I don't know if they ever really looked at it, whatever. But side note, y'all know when y'all go and look at pictures and they look so out, like it was a year ago, but it looks so grainy, even the video. That's crazy. These pictures look crystal clear before. I'm like, what am I doing? Okay. See, okay, Cam, you really do have an old soul. And y'all, my aunt is here. It's my dad's sister, Aunt Sylvia. We're just doing a throwback video speaking of like a list of questions. I'm just answering them. And I'm just like jabbering about stuff too. Okay. So next question is, what TV shows did you grow up watching? Okay. So this one I really like. Let's see. So when I was growing up, initially, like, okay, my parents would always have on Martin in the background, like even when we were like in Hawaii and stuff. Like I remember because that entered, like it was entering the 90s when I was actually starting to like look at TV. So Martin, was on in the background. Like I never understood or watched it like that, but I just knew it was always on the background. Now Nickelodeon was big in the '90s. It had like I don't call it Nicktoon. It was called something like whatever Nicktoons. They had their own like theater and everything. So they had like a series of shows that I liked, and so I'd watch a lot of those. Like this is before SpongeBob, so pre SpongeBob. I did watch some of the Cosby Show sometimes. I did. A Different World. I watched that, and that's a show from the '80s, I believe. Um, and I like now going back and watching A Different World is so it's better now because like I'm an adult, I have experience college and like that life, and so I understand it. Like watching shows now and like the way I thought then was different. But yeah, I watch a lot of like Nickelodeon shows. Like they had all that. I think Angry Beavers, like Rugrats was on, but I didn't really care for the Rugrats. Now I like, just it's nostalgic. That's it. Hannah Montana. That is it's a baby gap generation, but I know that was on, but I never watched it. But yes, because when that started becoming popular, I was a little bit older. But I think that like my little sister liked Cheetah Girls and stuff like that. Me, oh yeah, Fresh Prince of Bel Air. I love watching the Golden Girls now. They're funny. What shows did I watch? A lot of like outdated shows. I'm trying to think like pre SpongeBob era. Like Goosebumps, because that was still on TV. Hey, Resexy, how you doing? Okay, we don't want you to get in trouble in your job, but yes, Goosebumps. I was excited about the movie when it came out. Oh yeah, Girlfriends, UPN. So there used to be a station called UPN, and they had shows like The Girlfriends. That was the precursor to The Game before like it went and did its own thing. I liked. Oh yeah, Brandy had a show. Moesha. I liked Moesha. I would watch that a lot. Um, and the Parkers, like those shows. Oh, Jamie Foxx show. The Wayans brothers, like a lot of the comedians had their own shows and they were pretty funny. Steve Harvey had a pretty good funny show too, as well. And then not CW, but before the CW was called the CW, like they would have Thank God It's Friday, and I would watch like certain shows on that. So I can't remember all of them, but those are like the key. Like I liked a lot of comedy, so I used to have like a VCR in my TV, so I would record it like maybe the night before and then watch it when I had time when I came home from school or something like that. Like that was, oh yeah, and Live in Color. Now I didn't get too much of that because I think that was a lot of like I was still a kid in the '90s, but that was that's where J Lo got her start. Um, I can't think of anything else. Yeah, what other shows did y'all watch? I mean, TV was good then too. Like I like shows now, but those are stuff. That's stuff I can watch. Like those, I believe the '90s had series that you can just watch over and over again, and it never got old. The only thing that comes close to that for me now is like The Office. I think that's hilarious, and I can usually just watch that over and over again, different episodes, and I still think it's genuinely funny. For VHS was first invented, $1,500. I remember when the CD player was so expensive, but then like eventually it ended up in the Family Dollar, and it was still pushing it for like $10. And I'm like, okay, you know, that's when they were just transitioning to like different types of like MP3s because the iPod had like the shuffle had just come out. But like I remember I used to have like a little cassette tape that I would plug into my car, and I would plug it into my CD player, and then I would play like CDs. That way, I had like a Mazda. Okay, so My parents had to finance the beach. That's so crazy. Like, it's like, can you even buy a VHS player now? Probably from a thrift shop, right? Like, but okay. So two, like, okay, I'll move on to like the fourth question while we're still talking about this a little bit. So it said, what did you want to be when you grew up, and do you still want to be that? Oh, that's a good question. So when I was younger, I wanted to be a heart surgeon. And I wanted to be a heart surgeon because my grandfather on my mom's side died of a heart attack. He didn't die immediately, but like they did surgeries apparently. And again, I didn't find this out until later because as far as I knew, he died immediately. But he died of a heart attack, and I wanted to like go and like the heart fix a business, so I called it. So I remember I made like little boards and before, like I have a vision board now that's huge, but I would have like little vision paperwork, like, and I had like little heart hands. I wanted to do that, so I always was like put into like medical based classes to keep me focused and expose me to science. And so there are a lot of bumps along the way, but that is not now. Oh, clearly I don't want to be a heart surgeon. I don't want to go to med school. Like I'm not interested in being in school that long. And it's just not, I'm not interested. I'm in optometry school because I want to be an eye doctor. That's what I want to do. I'm very passionate about it. Yeah, but that I don't have the same dreams I did as a child. Like it's different, just manifests differently. And I would say like how I got interested in pursuing like an eye doctor career. I would say like so when I was 22, I had hit like rock bottom. Like I didn't get kicked out of school, but I lost my funding for school. So you can't pay for school, you can't go. So that happened. I lost my job that I had at the time. I lost like my apartment. Like, my lease had ran out and I was like, again, you don't have any money. You don't have a job, like you can't. So I had to move back with my parents. I didn't have a car. Yeah, so 22, unemployed, no car, no job. And so then like that summer, I remember like I had long hair. I was growing it out, like it was just like relaxed hair. I was like bored, so I cut my hair off, and I've been natural since. Like this is what they call natural. Like natural is like unrelaxed hair, basically. So it's like the opposite of getting a perm. So then like I think I was in my sister's room or something because like they had my parents were using the house for different things. So and they were just like my dad was like, okay, you're 22, unemployed, no job. Like what are you doing with yourself? What are you doing with your life? And I'm like, I don't know. It's like I wasn't trying to be unemployed purpose, but I was looking for jobs because I think at that time like I was a public health major and I was interested in maybe going into like dietary stuff to be like a dietitian, but I couldn't get past Gen Chem. Chemistry, we just didn't have a good relationship because I was just a lazy person. So I applied for jobs. Like I think I applied like to be assistant manager at Cookout, like Popeyes, and he wanted to give me a shift manager. And I'm like, I'm 22. I want to be like an assistant manager because I have experience managing people, and like I had a lot of like courses I had taken at that point, like equivalent of like being a junior in college. But I didn't want to do that. Like so I was like, okay, Bruegger's Bagels hired me, and I never even showed up to the first day of work. I didn't want to do it. Like she just the bull, like the pay they were offering me. I was just like, I was just not interested. I wanted something like different, and I could have went back to the job that I had before with Moe's, but I don't think I did. Like I don't know. I was just over everything. So what happened, because I think I quit them the year before and I was glad to be gone from them. So like anyways, church, like they were having some kind of event for homecoming. I didn't want to go, didn't want to be there, but I went anyway, and I just stood outside. I was just like, I just felt blue. That's how I say it. And every time I minister, like as I feel blue, he was like, well, you don't look blue. Like, but that's how I felt on the inside. I just was sad and just, I didn't want to be there. I didn't want to interact with people. So I just stayed outside, like outside the door, And then this guy comes up, and I've seen him once before. We just talked, and we were talking, like, he was telling me about his job. And so he was a biochem, he had a master's in biochemistry. And he told me, like, he's a manager at this eye care place. And he said, like, I think he would be good, like, an optical consultant is what they call it. You sell glasses, because opticians are the licensed people who sell glasses. And I said, okay, well, let me try it out. So I applied, and I had an interview, and I remember filling out my application in the bathroom. Like, I was a terrible procrastinator. I don't know what was wrong with me. And I didn't get the job that he wanted me to, but I got a job in the call center of that same company. And that was the best thing that has, like, one of the best things that has ever happened to me. Because when I was sitting in there getting that job, like doing the work, answering the phone calls, I learned how to, like, talk to patients, and I learned what they really wanted. And I saw the breakdown in communication between the patient and the doctors. Like, they weren't listening for certain things, or maybe they just couldn't hear them. Like, there has to be a barrier. So I was able to be that barrier for patients. And then I was like, okay, well, what did they have to do? Like, what do I have to do to, do this? I was like, okay. I can do this. So I tried to apply to get back into school for spring. Like, I was off that fall semester, and I missed it by one day. So I went back in the summer, and I just, started going back, taking classes online, what I could, to finish my degree. And then I started commuting to school. I would have to drive like you could not get me to go to class before, but my butt was driving from Raleigh to Greensboro, which is about like an hour and a half, every 3 days a week. I was driving. I would work full time, like every other day, and then drive to school the other days, Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then eventually it became like more days per week. Like, I would just go. And I made the dean's list for the first time in my life that year. And I was impressed. I was just like, oh, this is possible. I was excited. It was like, it lit a fire in me to, like, do more. And then eventually at the end of the year, when it was time for me to graduate, I remember the guy, like, my professor, it just really inspired me. He's dead now, and now the words that he said to me are so precious. And I remember he wrote on my essay that I should consider graduate school because I was brilliant. And it's just like, I never, like, heard, someone call you brilliant and smart and stuff like that. And I keep that. Like, I'm gonna frame that paper he put, like, because he died the next year, and it's like, I never was notified that he died or whatever, but that was special to me. Like, there's some professors that just make a difference in your life. And so I graduated with my degree with honors, and then I started to go, pursue the degree, like, for optometry school. And, that was 2013 when I officially started. So it took 5 years, but, I did not give up. And it was definitely hard and tough, but I made it. So that's pretty much, like, how that happened. It definitely wasn't easy, but I wouldn't trade it for the world. It's my journey. Oh, thank you, y'all. I really appreciate it. Yes, praise God, definitely. Cam, you used to live in Greensboro? How long? What high school did you go to? Or were you even in high school when you went there? Hi, Shara, girl. Where you been? Okay, I used to live off of, like, not too far from Four Seasons Mall, like, all around that area. You just, it's a nice little community. But I went to UNCG, UNC Greensboro, Spartan Pride. I gave them a lot of money. Okay. I don't know if it's showing everybody's comments. Let me see if I can fix this, because I don't want it on top on live. Okay. So I spent a lot of time on that question. let me go to the next one. So question number, hold on. Cam just replied. Scholarship they did. Yeah, okay. So, oh, okay. It seems like there's another school like that off of Acock Street. It goes down to Battleground, like, I can't tell you. But they do a lot of stuff with international kids, and like they have scholarships like that. And in Raleigh, they have a school like Durham School of Arts. If the kids go there, because they have to pay for it, they can get free tuition for a 4-year college degree. Well, thank you, Aunt Sylvia. Yeah, I want people to know it's not easy, but if you really want to do something, you just put your mind to it. And it may take longer, but it's your dedication. You have to remember why you want to do something. It wasn't easy, but you know, I'm just like, it just took, sometimes have moments I'm just like, oh my God, I'm really here. It's exciting. Okay, so question number 5, it says, show a video of yourself when you were younger. I would love to show you guys a video of myself when I was younger. I do have actually a video of when I was younger. So my parents used to record like home movies all the time, even when we were in Hawaii. And so we would usually be in our swimsuits all the time. But I think if you want to see that video, because again, I'm not tech savvy, I can't just switch onto it right now. You can go to my Instagram account, and let me just see if I can pull that up. Because I don't know if it's on this Instagram or if it's on my Dr. Amber OD Instagram. But let me see. I tell you, following. I can switch account. I should be able to see it because I think I'm friends with myself on that. Lord have mercy. Okay, I'm friends with myself, so I should be able to see it. I know it's up there for a fact. Yeah, okay. So, I don't know if you could see this. That's my oldest sister, but hold on. Yeah, this is hard to see because it does like, and it said this was on VHS, so I'm like playing it. But that's my other little sister in the background with the tree and the swimsuit running around. This is in Hawaii. And I think I popped. Oh. Maybe I'm in the next one. Hold on. Cancel. Oh, yeah, here I am. Hold on. I don't know which way to show this. It's okay. Hold on. The sound should still be there. But see, that's how when you try to record VHS, like it does the little streaks. Anyways, if you add me on that, I will show it, like whatever, you can see it. Because I don't know how to like download it onto my phone. But I'll just have to, I don't know, I might get it like, do an HD video, like, you know how you, like there's a service where you can convert your VHS to a DVD. I need to do that because those videos are like kind of getting more grainy and tapered out, like whatever. So I need to get that converted before it goes away forever. But yeah, I had some funny like moments. I'm like, oh gosh, I'm at the core, I am still who I am. I will say that. Oh, you still should be able to. Oh yeah, you have to add me on that one because that's my private account. I have to have like a professional one. Like, long story. They're working on this with like professionalism, so I'm being careful of like what I post and stuff like that. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, but some of my favorite like home videos came from Hawaii. And then I had one like that is with my grandfather who passed away on my mom's side, where like I don't know why I was running around the house like this is like kindergarten without a shirt on or whatever, but I was just like run. I don't know, like I just like I have like a free spirit, so that was funny just seeing like little clips of like my personality like come out when I was younger. It's interesting. Okay, so it says number 6. What were your favorite toys to play with? Um, hmm, that's interesting. Like I've never been like a stuffed animal person. Now my godmother did get me like a Barney, and that was precious to me because that's what she gave me, whatever. But that's about it. I liked games and like board games, whatever that I thought cool. I remember I had Mall Madness. Never played it. I just didn't. It was mine because I had 2 sisters, so I liked having it in my room, and I would just, I don't know, leave it on the shelf. Never played with it. Like I had a couple of Barbies. I kept them in a little Barbie case. Never played with them. I think I like strategy things, so I'll maybe have like a deck of cards and just play like little things like Rummy or Spit. What they had like back in the day, that's stuff I would play. I remember one time like in college, I got addicted to Farmville, and I had to take a step back. So I would. I was really good at Farmville, but I had to get off of that mess. You said you got a toy ship on a cruise, and it was yours forever. Like, how long were you cruising? Were your parents cruisers, Cam? Oh, you like, see, that's why I want my kids to be going like places with me now so they can experience that lifestyle. Do you have like are you, what cruise line have you mostly gone with? And what's your membership status? Oh, so you diamond now? Do they let you accumulate like your cruise miles? Red? That's ridiculous. It's okay. You got plenty of time. You're already ahead of a lot of people. You know, I'm only gold, so hey, you'll have time. You can do all that cruising. Yeah, but I don't know. I've never been like a toys kind of person. I just like pretty things, or like I always wanted clothes for Christmas or something like that. I never wanted like toys. I've never. Oh, coloring books. I did like those because it was just pleasing to see things drawn like in the lines. That's the kind of stuff I did. Crystal, did you have any like toys when you were a kid? I know they had Cabbage Patch dolls were a big thing, maybe in the 80s or something. Um, I don't know. I don't think I've been a toy person. We had video games because my dad would have them, and like I would play like Sonic and Donkey Kong. But that's as far as I went. I can't say I had any toys, just coloring books. Oh, that's great, Cam. I have a love for ocean because I was born in Hawaii, so my mom would always take us to the beach. And then she like had us. We had swim. We didn't have swim lessons until we came to the mainland, and when I lived in Connecticut for a while. Okay, so I'm gonna go on to the next question. I don't have much to say about that one. What's the most embarrassing thing that you can remember doing? Mm, there's a lot of them. Let's see. I'm trying to think. I did a lot of embarrassing things. because I'm bashful. So I get, not so much now, but like when I was younger, I was bashful, so I'd get embarrassed easily. Um, I don't know if I did. I can't remember if I did that. I think I did. Like, I don't know if that was another student. Okay, I'm gonna say this one, and then like if I can't remember, there's so many things. Like I'm goofy, so I get embarrassed. I embarrass myself a lot. Okay, so I'm thinking on third grade, like when I had we moved to North Carolina elementary school. There was this I don't know what I ate for lunch that day, but by the time I made it to class, it was all on the desk. I had vomited all over the desk. I don't know if that's the most embarrassing thing. I remember it, but see now I don't know if that was my memory or if I took it from someone else. But I'm pretty sure I did. Like I can't really recall. Um, I know there's more stuff. Like I'm trying to think what most embarrassing thing I did with my family wise. Because there's three of us girls and there was lots of opportunities to do something stupid. So I backed into my mom's car when I was learning, like, start driving regularly. Let's see. I don't know. Like, maybe, was that embarrassing? I don't remember. I'm trying to think if I tripped down, like, the stairs somewhere or, you see, because little things I think of that are embarrassing to me is just like with my family. I wouldn't be embarrassed about now, but like I was so bashful as a child. So like I remember knocking the silverware over at Thanksgiving, like plasticware. They were using like plastic stuff, but that embarrassed me, and I just ran upstairs because there's a lot of people. Like I don't like crowds. Yeah, but I'm trying to think of the most embarrassing thing. I really can't. I thought I would have a story for this one. Um, I just do goofy stuff on a regular that I'm not even shocked by it. Like I recently sent, like this year, I sent an email to the entire class. I was making notes about like what I wanted to do and why I wanted to peer mentor or why I wanted to be part of certain organizations and residencies. And I hit a reply. I thought I just hit reply, and it replied all to everybody. So everybody in my class and different programs knows all about me. And so that's the running joke. Everybody's like, "Oh, you're Amber W. Like that's your her." Okay, now everybody knows who I am. So that's what I can say now. It's most embarrassing, but I just kind of like I was like, I'm older. You know what? I sent an apology. I was like, I'm sorry, guys. This is what you know. But I just try to like meet everybody in my class anyway. I'm nice, try to be nice to everybody. So most people recognize me now. Okay. So number 7, that was number 7. So number 8 says, read something you wrote when you were in kindergarten. Now, in order to read something I wrote that was in kindergarten, I would have to have said thing. Now, ooh, I do. Okay. I'll be right back, guys. Let me go grab it. Okay, I have this. So, oh, I just thought about it. I was like, why do I try to keep stuff that's sentimental. See, it's so old. Look how old I'm in. This stuff just falling apart. Anyways, this is called A Magical World of Poetry, 1999. This definitely better be elementary school, or I had a really goofy middle school teacher. So, oh yeah, Louise drew this, so this was definitely. Okay, let's see what I wrote, guys. Oh, Miss Snipes. My elementary teacher hit me up. Well, she hit up this girl who told us she wanted to like hear from us. I said, okay, I'll call her. I never did. But she was one of those people who had like affected my life. And I'm checking. Let me see. I get distracted, but I'm gonna see if I'm pretty sure I wrote her number. It's on the cloud, so I have to download that. But I might get back on Facebook so I can get it. Okay. So the whole point of this book was like to have poetry from your students, and she said, like, her introduction says, poetry to us is another way of life, one that seems to never cease. A word is eternal, even when it is forgotten. A poem is everlasting. And so they did different like poetry from, I don't know, what's the thing? Oh, time capsules were a big thing back then. So they did a lot of those. I don't know where any of my time capsule stuff was. I never got it back. Oh, I wrote a poem about Miss Snipes. I am the same person I am today. I must know how to play the game really well. Not a brown noser, but you know what I'm saying. Oh. This is uneventful. Okay, so this is about my teacher. It says, Miss Johnsy Snipes. Miss Johnsy Snipes, teaching for the children, hoping the year will end, is a quick learner than a shooting star. If only she wouldn't leave us. I think she was retiring that year. So this goes to show the little effort that I put in at the beginning of my life. So... And I wrote a poem about her. I must feel like, if I can imagine myself, I had something due, and I didn't take time to do it. So I was like, let me write something about her. But I can look back now, I can say that, like, she really did invest in me as a child. Like, she really liked me and stuff like that. Because some of the projects I did, and she was a really good teacher, so I would agree with that. So I write much better now. Okay, so that's something I have here. And then I did a lot of diary writing from, I think, 2007, when my aunt gave me a like journal. I would write a lot in it about different things that I wanted. And so now I go back and read that sometimes. And I'll write stuff now. And it's funny to see how, like, my thought process changed. But my goal is to keep all this stuff so that I can give it to my kids, so that, like, when they become a young adult, or like at the age that I got, when they can have it and see that, like, you know, they're not alone in this journey, and you're going to go through things, but you just have to, like, it's about how you bounce back. Like, you get to be resilient. Life happens, you just have to figure it out. But you have resources, like, you know, I want them to be able to talk to me, like, and not feel like they can't communicate. Okay, so number 9, it says, name 3 songs you loved to listen to as a child. Okay, and so see, this is different. Is this like as a child, like, you know, little child, or I'm just gonna say 90s. So I don't know if I like listen to this song. My parents would just always have music playing in the background. And so I got like accustomed to like hearing certain songs over again. But when I started to listen to like get my own radio, there's certain songs I listen to all the time. And I'm trying to think, what did I like back then? I really liked, I'm gonna go with when I had my first, like, the songs I first recorded on the little cassette player that came with your stereo. Um, so I remember one of the first songs that I recorded I liked was Jagged Edge. Like, that was one of my favorite groups at the time, and like What's It Like to Be in Love, because I was just like, I think I was more like romantic, like not hopeless romantic, but probably like as a child, like more hopeless romantic type. So like I loved like just pretty things, listening to beautiful like sounds. I enjoyed that. So it's like it's on their hard album. I think that's what it's called. It's called What's It Like to Be in Love. That's all I'm really thinking of. And I was just wondering. I think that's how it goes. Yeah. But that's that song I like. I used to listen to the second, like there's certain songs I play over and over again. And then the next thing after that, like, can I just do artists? I'm just gonna do artists because yeah, Jagged Edge I listen to a lot. I did listen to like I liked a lot of like I won't say like rough hip hop, but I wasn't really a Destiny's Child's fan, but and I didn't start liking Beyonce until much later. Um, but I did listen to them like for their Writings on the Wall album because that was still, and even now I say that's still a good album, solid. But Ja Rule was out a lot then, and he was annoying. I didn't like him, but he made a lot of music I listened to at the time because he was just a popular artist of the time. So he did different features, and I like that. Oh yeah, New Edition. Like, see, that's my sisters. They love stuff like that. And see, my dad would always play like Blackstreet, like No Diggity. He always played that in the background. Keith Sweat, Twisted. He played it in the background all the time. Nobody, all the time. Like, you know, I think that's by who's that by? Keith Sweat as well. Um, yeah, and so then I like to dibble and dabble a lot. I would say now, like I have, it's not three songs. Like I can play different types of it depending on how I feel. I just like organic music that's easy to listen to and it's like soothing. So lately I've been playing A Star Is Born soundtrack. Well, because I just like hearing that's like easy to listen to for me. So it's I like especially since I'll play the guitar sometimes. I'm not good at it, so I'll probably never play it on camera. But I like to like learn. I learned to play the guitar by playing songs that I like to listen to. So Drake, I played a lot of that because I liked his Take Care album. I still think that's one of the best albums he did. It was I can listen to that straight through. My first road trip I did from like from North Carolina to Connecticut and then back. All I listened to his album the whole time. I drove by myself, and that's literally what I listened to the whole time. That was a good album. And then Take Care had he had. See, I'm thinking of all the non-radio songs that are on there, but he had the Rihanna feature song like "I'll Take Care of You," "Proud You Make Me Proud" with Nicki Minaj. Um, I made it, but I don't think that was a feature. Like, just go to Spotify Cam, listen to the album, or YouTube. If you don't have Spotify, go to YouTube and listen to the album straight through. Like, that's a good album. I do like, let's see. Ooh, so actually, okay, I do have three albums that I would say I loved. 2000 circa, right around there. So like Sierra's first album I loved. I loved Chris Brown's first album. I did like Neo's first album. But their second albums were fantastic. Their second albums were so much better than their first albums. So because I remember I liked to dance a lot. Like in 2007, I was in a dance team with my like the Asian Association, like with my college, and so I was inspired by dance a lot. So I would like I don't know, just it would be exciting to like listen to her album because she's a dancer. Then Chris Brown, like, I used to be like in love with Chris Brown, and then that whole Rihanna thing happened, and it was just like, it was, oh man, I wish I had pictures of that, because I had a poster of him like on my wall, and like I think somebody had given to like my friends gave it to me on my birthday, like my last birthday when I was leaving high school, and so that was my thing, like and because I was like devastated when he did that feature of Jordan Sparks, No Air, but that was a nice, like, that's a nice song to listen to. I just like things that are pleasing to listen to. Then Neo, his second album, you need to listen to that. He has a song that features Jennifer Hudson called "I'm Leaving Tonight." That girl has some serious vocals, but she is great. And I also think that Jasmine Sullivan, she is a good artist. She's slept on, but her voice is fantastic. Like, I can just, her reality show album, I could listen to that all the time. Like, it's on my playlist. Right now on my playlist, I have Chris Brown's "Heartbreak on a Full Moon." I like when he does different stuff like that. It's not his typical stuff. So he has a different sound and different rhythms, and there's different like melodies. Like, I like that blend. I think I look at that aspect. I'm not a musician by any like way or form, but I just like pretty things. And so now, Lady Gaga has a beautiful voice, and you can really pick it up. Like, I wasn't like with the whole Gaga era and stuff like that. Like, that wasn't like interesting to me, but like I can really appreciate it in A Star Is Born, because like they're playing with the guitar, the acoustic guitar, and that's what I play with. And then like I'm learning songs, and I'm just like, that song she has, I just recently stopped listening to it, like, but I was listening to it every day, like Never Gonna Stop Loving You. Ugh, that is such a beautiful song. It's like, it has qualities that can make it a classic. Like, Whitney Houston's "I Would Always Love You" is a classic. But and I'm not saying that she sings better than her or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying that song has elements to make it a classic. So if you get a chance, listen to that song. It was advertised on YouTube for the longest, but oh gosh, it's just so beautiful. Yeah. But I can go to sleep listening to those like artists and stuff. It's soothing. And I think that's it. Like, let me see what else. Like, even because Usher, he had a good like Confessions. That album, like, he lasted him for like about 3 or 4 years. He had so many songs in that album, but I didn't listen to it straight through until I was a freshman in college, and that was like 2 years after it had already been out. I am ashamed to say, but I was just like, that's when I first started listening to albums straight through. That was a good album. Now I'm saying I got all these apps organized in different boxes, so I'm trying to figure out where it is. Oh, and I like Disney soundtracks. Like, I can listen to those straight through. So I have like playlists on YouTube that I made to like do homework to. Like, I love the soundtrack for Hunchback of Notre Dame, like especially the one Hellfire. Like, that is such like an intense, like, the vocals. Like, I love the choir behind it, like opera style. I can listen to classical music all day. But like the angelic, like choir singing like opera style, or like a cappella. Like, I love that stuff. Princess and the Frog. I have to re-listen to that, but yeah, they did have some good songs I remember from that one. And two, like, late, I've been listening to this song called "Wake Up in the Sky." I just heard, and I'm just like, sometimes you listen to little stuff like that to make you, get you ready for the day. But Gucci Mane put that out. I love that song. And I love the album "Fortune" by Chris Brown. That was like a different take on his song. Ooh, in the Goo Goo Dolls, I think, or Go Go Dolls, whatever you call them. But their song "Iris," oh my goodness, that is still a beautiful song to this day. And then, oh yeah, Heartbreak, Boulevard of a Broken Dream, and by Green Day. That's a good song. I like listening to different styles. So there's if you go to YouTube and search Modern Jukebox, um, Boulevard of Broken Dreams, there is like a soulful version by this girl named Maya. Um, you have to hear that. Like, make sure you guys go check that out. That, like, it's so deep. Like, and it's like, okay, if you never heard the Green Day version, you would think that's the way the song's supposed to be sung. But she's like, I walk a lonely road on the boulevard of broken dreams where the city sleeps and I am the only one, so I walk alone. It's so deep and soulful. I like love stuff like that. So that's my like I like different stuff. Like people doing covers on YouTube. Like I like different voices. Um, so let's see. Okay. Number number 10. What was one funny thing you dressed up as for Halloween when you were younger? Okay. I don't remember dressing up like a lot for Halloween. Like I know I did one year as like a cat. This is like when I was older. I don't remember what my parents dressed me as a kid. But I remember one time I painted my face a trash can. I remember one time I was dressing up like as Michael Jackson, and it's like I had painted my face white and like did I paint my face? I don't know. It was mean. Like it wasn't Halloween. It was for this thing like we had did like it was mean. But I had painted my face like I don't know if I painted my face Michael Jackson, but I did like makeup and I had my hair like a little S curl. I have pictures of this stuff, and so if I could find those pictures, like I don't know if I deleted them, but I had like the little white socks and the black church shoes, and then like the high. I used like instead of high wear pants, I had like some capris. But we did the little, Michael Jackson dance. That was fun. Okay. All right. So let's see. We're almost done, guys. Because it's 11:43. We have to wrap this up. Okay. So number 11. It says tell a funny story of something you remember happening when you were young. Again, I was a goofy child. I've done plenty of goofy things. I can't, a funny story. What did I do? Like, oh God. I guess this is when you need to talk to your family. Like, what did I do that was trifling as a child? um, I can't remember anything in particular, but I was like, because you just do so many things. Like, I'm just trying to think. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay, I remember one. This is bad. So, okay, my grandfather, on mom's side, like I remember it was like, I had to be in like first grade. Okay, so again, here's the story. So we're in Hawaii, and then we're here. Okay, so I think he was like, we didn't have like Burger King because I was like skinny as a child, and then I started gaining weight when we came to mainland. But so like he was going to Burger King, he was gonna buy food for the grandkids. So I guess he bought burgers for the grandkids, but like I was there, so I was like, okay, I wanted to. I don't know if I had mine already, or he said I couldn't have it, but I was curious to see how they all tasted. So I took bites out of all of the burgers, and then put them back in the bag like no one would know. And I think that's what I remember, like something that funny did. So I think, again, I don't remember like the fallout from that, like if anything happened, but I just remember like it's always embarrassing, like if I hear my mom bring it up, like just like I think that was one that takes the cake. Like I did little goofy stuff all the time. Like I remember one time, again, like Hawaii, it's so nice and warm. Um, we lived in Connecticut a little bit, but then we went to North Carolina. It's warm again, so we went to go visit our relatives up north in Connecticut. And I didn't bring a winter jacket. Now, I blame my parents on this one because I'm the child. I'm the kid, okay? I'm pretty sure I was in elementary school or middle school, one of the two. But I'm the kid. Y'all supposed to make sure I bring stuff like that. So I didn't bring a jacket to Connecticut in the winter, and I'm freezing, and I end up getting sick when I was up there. But I blame my parents for that one. But like, see, I do little goofy stuff like that all the time. So I wouldn't put something past me. Okay, let's see. All right, number 12. Are there any special things you kept from when you were a child? Yes, I kept my Pocahontas blanket. I have like little Disney characters blanket. Where's Pocahontas? She's here in this apartment now, but I don't know where. You got your toy ship, Cam. Okay. Is she on the floor? Did I put the blanket on the floor? I need to wash it. Where is that blanket? I need to figure that out tonight because usually I would have it in this chair because see, this chair is uneven. So usually like I need to sit on it like to level out. But I have my Pocahontas blanket and I'm never getting rid of it. I keep my stuff nice. So I do, like, I'll sleep with it sometimes. Like if company comes over, I can sleep on the couch with my blanket. But yeah, my Pocahontas blanket. Okay, number 13. What was something weird you used to do as a child? Again, I think it's talking about more of a habit. I was bashful, more bashful than I am now. So I would like kind of like, again, get shy or embarrassed about things that really like so trivial, whatever. So I would just like shut down and hide or whatever when I do something goofy because I was just a goofy child, and so oh, poor thing. Can you chew your nails down? I always had like long natural nails. Like they're cut now because especially when I wanted to play guitar, I had to cut them down. But see, they're growing back, and like, but when I become a professional, I'm not going to have super long nails. But I never like had like I had fake nails for a while, but then I just didn't get them anymore. I don't know if I had any weird habits. Like you ask my parents, they'll probably be like, yeah, of course you did. But see, I can't think of anything like. I would like tomato and mayonnaise sandwiches. Maybe that was my weird thing. Again, the whole thing with meat in me, it was just different. But like, I think that's why I connected with Harriet the Spy. She gave you $10. What kind of experiment was she doing? That's funny. Okay. Almost done here. 2 more questions. Okay, number 14. What's the scariest thing you remember that happened to you when you were younger? Scariest thing. Oh, and see, then, like, this can be scary, but this goes along with the goofy stuff that I will always do. Maybe this could be my funny story too. So we'll combine those. So, okay. I loved to read as a kid. And, I was always encouraged to go outside and play, not play video games, go outside and play. So we were, had bikes. And so my dad taught us how to ride bikes when we were younger. So I knew how to ride a bike. So I would go around the neighborhood. And then there's a big hill that you can go down, ride your bike down. And so for some reason that day, I decided to take my book with me outside to go ride a bike. Now, why would anybody do that? Like, what are you going to do with the book and said bike? Maybe I was going to take it with me to go read it somewhere or whatever. But all I know is that I had the book open like this. And then I said, okay, home was right there, but I want to try to go down this hill with this book. And so I ran. I was going down the hill with the book and in a lost control of the situation, and I fell and scraped myself. And that is this. Can you see it? Wait a minute. Is that the right arm? Oh, here it is. This mark right here, that's that mark from when I fell off the bike trying to read a book. I did a lot of stupid, goofy things as a child, but that was probably scary for me at the time. Um, okay, good night, Crystal. Like, yeah, we almost done. This is usually I'm done by 11:30. I don't know. I'm tripping tonight. Yeah, but yeah, I did a lot of goofy things as a kid. I do not know. I don't understand why. Absolutely not. And then I always would have weird dreams. And so I'm going to have to do a video on another day, like just telling y'all, like, I'm going to have to do story times and tell y'all my dreams. Like, I have wild dreams. I'm a vivid dreamer. My imagination is out of this world. And so I remember one time I was being chased by a dinosaur. And so, like, I'll take that into, like, the day. And I don't know when it's reality or not. And so, very vivid dreamer. Okay. Number 15, the last one. How is the world now different from how it was when you were, when you were a child? Okay. So this is the last question. I will say that, hold on, let me respond to Cam's comment. I said mischievous as a child. I didn't used to do my homework because I thought I was rebelling against my mom and dad. Yep. Okay. All right. So this is the last question that's on the thing. Basically saying, like, asking me how the world was different when I was young as a child. So when I was a child, like, I would say my most, like for my childhood years was pre 9/11. And so pre 9/11, you know, you can go to the airport with your family. They can pretty much watch you fly off from the gate. So that was different because we flew a lot because we moved from Hawaii. We'd visit from Hawaii, and then, like, you know, we would go to the airport with our parents, our relatives who would come visit us. Even though there were some scare tactics, I would say that the scare tactics, like, intensified and multiplied greatly since 9/11. So it's not even, like, enjoyable to, I don't know if the news was ever enjoyable, but I don't watch the news anymore. Because it's so negative, and, like, it's draining and it's depressing. It's sad. Like, I don't watch news anymore. But I remember, like, just the whole, like, way the country operated became different. So it was everything kind of changed after that. Yeah, it was just so unreal. Like, I still remember what I was doing that day. I was in 7th grade in Mr. Domenico's class in pre-cal. And then he turned the TV on, and it's like the world kind of stopped. And, like, even though I didn't really know what was happening, I didn't really understand until I got home. And I'm like, okay, this happening. And then, like, when I got older, I started looking more into it, and I just couldn't understand or believe how something so evil could happen. But, like, I think of it now as something like, okay, maybe Pearl Harbor for, like, older generations, or Vietnam, like, stuff like that, experiencing or living through those times. Yeah, it's just, I don't know, like, everything, like, the people became obsessed with, like, death, like that, the whole death culture now, how everybody's, like, kind of obsessed with, like, dying and, like, sharing videos, and, like, oh yeah, now the internet now being full access compared to, like, was when I was a child. Like, some of the stuff I did, if I can't imagine it being recorded and being, like, on the internet forever, me, like, never being able to live that down. And I think that leads to a lot of kids committing suicide now, is because they think they can never live past it. And so that's different seeing that. Like, you know, there's pros and cons. So technology has changed a lot. The way we do math, health, and, like, science, like, all that stuff has changed so much since childhood. Yeah, I would say it was, I won't say it was easier. I don't want to say stuff like that, but I would say, because you have technology now to help you with homework and stuff like that, but I would say it was emotionally easier to be a kid when I was coming up compared to now, I think. just because of the pressures of like there's so many external pressures and um, temptations compared to like when I was a child. That's how I feel. I feel like it's harder now. Like, cause now I think I was like, do I want my kids to go to a public school? And then like, you know, with school shootings now being such a great thing, like Columbine was the thing. Like, you know, that was just like crazy. That was just one like, you know, thing. And school shootings happen throughout too, but like on the mass scale, like they've been happening like now. It's crazy. So yeah, that's how it's different. It's kind of like, oh, this makes you a little icky now. So I just try to find the joy now in everything that I do, just because it's different. But I used to watch the news all the time, like before I would go to school. I would have it on my TV and stuff, and then like I don't do that now. My newscast like and stuff like I used to love watching them on the TV I got for my birthday, and now like I don't do that. It's not enjoyable. Yeah, and it's mass scale shootings. Like it's just it's sad. Like somebody's future life is just gone like that. All right. Well, sorry to end such like a depressing note, but that's how the world is different now than how it was before. So, okay, it's late. I'm gonna let y'all go to bed. It's midnight, but it was nice hanging out with y'all. I will. Yeah, I will definitely stream next week because that's my last exam before Thanksgiving break, and then I can finally enjoy myself. But I don't know. Maybe next week I'll talk about the dreams because I got a lot of wild and crazy dreams, and I have stories I can just tell you. But I didn't include them in this video because it was about reality, not my dreams. But we'll talk about that next week. Okay. Well, y'all have a good night, and I'll see you next week.